Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about losses and the variables around losses. I want to talk about fluctuations in your account size, that your account size is not necessarily a hindrance, especially if you're a skill trader. And understanding skill is just understanding the mechanical points of the market and being able to interact with it with your account size successfully. And that would be mechanically trading. The market leads, you follow. Basic trade science. But we're going to talk about losses and the variables around losses. Before you blame yourself, before you become too hard on yourself for the market being too hard on you, you need to understand what is in your control and what is not. What creates the losses? What are the variables that creates certain losses? Number one, your situation, your account size. Your account size is your situation. Understand, if you fund too small, or if you fund less often, you know what I'm saying? That's a problem. If you interact with the market too less, if you're incapable of interacting with the market as you wish. Here's the thing, the market is based on timing. And you cannot have timing without spending time in the market, because timing requires positioning. You cannot understand positioning or momentum if you're not spending time in the market. I hear traders say, you don't spend time in the market when you trade. Okay, how are you going to make money? How are you going to make money? Stop. I wouldn't even say stop listening to traders when the scale of losing traders is 97% to 100. But be selective. At the end of the day, you are the boss. You know what works. Kind of like I'm saying right now that slow trading is great, but it's not the only way to make money. Long-term trading is great, but it's not the only way to make money. There is scalping without using smaller time frames like the M5. You can literally scalp using the M30 and the H1. That's what I know. Not even what I believe in, what I know. And I was naive to that fact that you can only make money in trading using a long-term approach. There is no such thing. Now, long-term approach is only for complete interaction with the market. If I set out a goal of 90 days compared to I set out a goal of 2 weeks, I who set out a goal of 90 days has a better chance of achieving that goal with the least amount of friction, because I interact with complete market structure. Even better, I compete with market structures that are complete and efficient over time. Compared in 2 weeks, not enough price action can happen in 2 weeks. So things like that. That's the fact of it. But the fact of it, that's the fact of it. But it's not the fact of the market. Okay, back to topic, which is losses and the variables. When you interact with the market less, you're not going to make money. That's what I'm saying. Interacting with the market less is not a direct statement. It's more of an indirect statement. It means be selective. No, it doesn't mean interact with the market less for sure. It just means be selective when it comes to your trades. Because some trades are more probable than others. Why? Because of time frame and structure. A W on an M5 is weaker than a W on an H4. But when a W on an H4 messes you up, it fucks you up bad. But when a W on an M5 messes you up, it's not that bad. So you see, there's always a difference, a balance. Okay, your account size. Small account sizes are bound to be trapped. I'm not saying the fact is you will be trapped. I'm saying that you're bound to be trapped by the stop loss size. You're bound to be trapped by your strategy. You're bound to be trapped by data presentation, So you are forced to stick to specific approaches. You are forced to wait for specific signals and outcomes for your small account. That means you're trading in a restricted environment, and specific losses are not your fault because you're taking trades that you wouldn't usually take. You're taking them to stabilize your account. Now, this comes to the statement of skill is the most important thing in trading, which is I approve of that. Skill. If you have enough skill, it doesn't matter your account size, because you're not attached to any trades. You're attached to a result. Now, problem with that sometimes is you think that your results come from specific areas in the market space, which is another topic we're going to talk about another day. But you are restricted with a small account to the data the market presents, to the signal the market sells to you. The time of your goal, you have to lengthen it out. Then we move on to interacting with the market. If you're incapable of interacting with the market as you should, meaning the only way to make money is to trade in the market, and the only thing that messes up our trading is not understanding how we want to trade. We want to trade slow because the internet says it's working and it's good. Even though it's working and it's good, it's not your cup of tea. It doesn't excite you. Everything has answers in the market. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe. I'm telling you, by the end of this month, my fast-paced system is going to be created, and I'm going to prove points that there's kings in this game. And this is just, I'm joking, but I'm going to prove that there's just too many answers to this. Too many answers to this. Even though there is a baseline of general information, even the general information that's been out there is incorrect. Kind of like support and resistance being a thing, kind of like trends being a thing. A trend is not a thing in trading. It's a thing in investing and economics. Trading is reactive. Now, I have to be right now. You knowing that the market is trending doesn't help you execute or win your next trade. That's one thing people should understand. Trading is about the now. If I have $5, $10, it doesn't matter how small my account is. The only thing that matters is now going to the future. The opportunities that I interact with in the market. From the M1 to the yearly chart, I have choices to interact with the market the way I feel like it. Obviously, it's $5. On certain time frames, my trade is not going to be viable. So what does that mean? I'm going to interact with other time frames until my account is stable. Remember, your account is going to fluctuate regardless. It's inevitably going to fluctuate. So you never really have your account size. You only have your skill and your goal. You only have your skill and goal. But that's also another enclosed section of trading, because you can look at trading from a larger account perspective, which is funding 100K, and the only thing you want to do is withdraw 20K. That's from an investment perspective. You're using leverage as your account, as your strategy. Every month, 20K from a 100K account. Over a span of 10 years, that's a massive profit. Over a span of 2 years, you've made your investment back, which is using time and leverage as your edge or your risk factors. But yeah, you need to understand what is in your control and what's not in your control, and what causes losses. Perspective can create losses. Understanding yourself in the wrong light, that one, you have a small account, you can do anything. You can, but you have to phrase it correctly, that according to time frames, there's certain time frames you can interact it, then there is some that you can. So that's what I believe. I believe there's many ways to interact with the market, but there are general statements. The market is 50-50 on any time frame, any strategy. For traders, for economists, is different. The perspective of these games create different realities and different interactions. I don't know how to put it. Like, it's the same sport, but it's different. It's not like MMA and boxing. Those are two different things. I don't know. It's like what? I honestly don't know. I don't know how to compare investing and trading, but they're two different things, because investing, you need to be right over time. Trading, you need to be right now. And that's the good thing. That's why your account is never really that small, because you can be right now. It doesn't mean trade right now, but when you do trade, all you need to do is be correct in the now. And how do you do that? By following real time honestly and following real time consistently. That's it. So understand your variables. Your situation plays a role in your accumulation. Your perspective of your situation plays a role in your accumulation. Certain strategies don't work on certain accounts, not necessarily certain markets, on certain accounts. And again, your strategy doesn't tell you where the market is going. It just gives you an understanding of perceived data. What does this data that I'm looking at mean? And again, the market only has three structures: your V, your wave, and your flow. Because upon those points, a 50-50 reaction can occur, creating new forms of structure to the intended direction, or complete invalidations and creating new forms of structure in the opposite direction. If that makes sense, then